Perry Mac here, and still a little surprised at what I've just done. When I first got the email, I thought my spam filters were failing. In the email, it said it was from Porsche. Would I like to drive a Porsche Cayenne S off-road outside of Whistler, British Columbia? What? Which part of 4-Wheel Drive magazine says all-wheel drive Porsche? Naturally, I said yes. They were going to let me A, drive a Porsche, B, drive it off-road, and C, I wouldn't have to pay for the towing or damages. I stopped laughing when I found out that the payload topped out at 850 kilograms, 1,872 pounds, and the towing capacity was 3,500 kilograms, 7,716 pounds. More than most, if not all, mid-size pickup trucks and full-size SUVs. With a bit more research, I discovered a number of familiar terms that the engineers from Stuttgart had built into the Cayenne S. 4 traction control modes: mud, sand, gravel, and rocks. An adaptive air suspension that can increase the ground clearance. Then there's the locking limited slip differentials. In addition to having electronically controlled locking front and rear diffs, there's a center differential that can lock so there's no difference in speed between the front and rear wheels. The system automatically diverts power to whatever wheels have traction, and the Cayenne S has sway bars that decouple when things get tough off-road and recouple when you're back on smooth road. If this was a 4x4, it would have a Beyond Trail rated badge. One feature I would appreciate seeing in other off-road vehicles is the rear axle steering. Thinking about all those tight trails I've taken my 4-door Jeep Wrangler on that needed 3 or 4-point turns to navigate, the rear axle steering reduces the turning diameter at slow speeds and improves handling at high speeds while passing or making lane changes. We left for the Callahan Valley just south of Whistler, BC with guides from Canadian Wilderness Adventures. They run ATV, UTV, Jeep, snowmobile, and dog sledding tours in addition to the Porsche experience, all around Whistler. I still didn't believe this experience would be anything more than a cruise down a graded gravel Forest Service road. We turned onto the FSR, and this was not a pretty boy landscaped FSR. It was a potholed, rock-infested trail covered in loose rock with the occasional mix of sand and wood debris. As the brush closed in on both sides, unavoidably pinstriping the SUV, the screen automatically switched to the front view camera and the overhead sensor view. We reached the obstacle course with a great deal less effort than I expected. The traction control systems are stellar, and the SUV climbed steep grades without wheel spin. More surprising, as it was done without an all-terrain tire and at full street inflation. The first obstacle was designed to lift 2 opposing wheels, one front and one back, off the ground simultaneously and test the ability of the differentials to smoothly move the SUV forward. Wet, loose gravel ascents and descents, off-camber trails, and the axle-deep water crossings were no problem for any driver. The Porsche Cayenne S is a competent off-road capable SUV that will blow your hair back on the highway going from 0 to 100k in 4.9 seconds. 4.6 if you get the Sport Chrono package. Faster yet if you pay for the turbo. As we pulled back onto the highway to Whistler, we naturally had to floor it and were pushed back into our seats. Swerving back and forth in our lane, the SUV stayed level like an old-school slot car on a track. Now apparently, it can pull 1G in a turn, which I was not able to attempt. This is an SUV that bends the laws of physics on-road and becomes an adventurous off-road hunter. It's a shame that few North Americans will ever push a vehicle this expensive to do what it is designed to do off-road, all at a measly starting price of 92,600 Canadian. Here's the good news. You can do what I did in a Porsche Cayenne S with Canadian Wilderness Adventures for just 400 bucks, and I'll add that link below. Did you expect to see a Porsche do this? If you were going to drop 100 grand on an SUV, would this be the one? Please let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, share it, smash that like button, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe and ring that bell so you're the first to know when a new video comes out. Until next time, stay safe and we'll see you on the trails.